All right, well, a very good morning to all our Australian participants, and a kia ora, very good afternoon to all our Kiwi participants. Welcome everybody to our number 9 series of our Travel Trade Enrichment webinars. It's great to have you joining us. Thanks so much to everybody that's joining us again. Welcome back, and a very warm welcome to those who are joining us for the very first time. We've got a great webinar lined up for you today, and I can assure you that our guest speaker is with us. We've checked all the systems and we've done a practice run through this morning, so I can assure you that everybody that our guest speaker is here. So for those that didn't get the Kahoot quiz pin number, don't worry, we'll have plenty of opportunity to showcase the pin number again. The quiz won't happen towards the end of the seminar today, and it will be questions that are relating to our guest speaker's presentation. So for those that I haven't met, my name is Wayne Mitchum. I look after Brand USA for Australia and New Zealand. And we're just going to give you a bit of a review of what you can expect over the next 40 to 45 minutes today. Firstly, I'm going to give you some Brand USA updates, and then I'll introduce our very special guest, Jessica Luxton, who represents Visit Park City for Australia and New Zealand. Jess is joining us from Sydney. And then I will have our Q&A session. So throughout the webinar, if you've got any questions, please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. That would be greatly appreciated. Jess and I will answer your questions. If we can't answer it directly to you, we'll be ensured to follow up with you with your questions. And then we'll have upcoming details of our next webinar. And then we'll have the Kahoot quiz at the end. And if you've just joined us, don't worry, we'll be announcing the PIN number for the Kahoot quiz well in advance of us starting the actual quiz. And we've got $200 worth of Visa gift cards up for grabs for the first prize winner. And then we've actually got a second prize, which is being sponsored by Visit Park City. And then we've got a third prize as well, which is sponsored by Brand USA. So as I mentioned, any questions you've got along the way, please use the Q&A button. That would be great. And also a recorded version of this particular webinar will be sent out to you, and we'll also give you a copy of the complete presentation deck. So you've got all the links and all the resources there for future reference. All right, let's kick it off with some updates from me. I know that I've covered these off every one of our previous webinars, but we do have quite a few new people joining us today. So Brand USA has created a US COVID-19 travel guidelines, and it's placed on our travel trade site. So don't worry, we'll be sending out to you details of all the links that were featured here. And what I thought I'd do is I'll just quickly show you what it looks like. So we've got a lot of people joining the Kahoot already. That's great. So on the travel trade site that Brand USA has, it lists out all the states and cities, and what it does, it will direct you to that state or city's Department of Health website. So, and there you'll find all the information around COVID. So for example, if we click on Utah, it will go straight directly to the Utah's State Department of Health website, and there you'll find all the information around travel, what you can expect, all the policies and procedures there. So it's a great resource for you, and I would encourage you to go on and have a look at it. It's going to be, as I mentioned, a fantastic tool for you in the future. Next up is our travel trade website. So this is a dedicated site that is being specially created for the travel trade. It's got information on all the 50 states, the District of Columbia, and the 5 territories. There you'll find our insider guides, which are our road trip itineraries. There you'll find our trip planner. There's links to a huge amount of content around videos and images, which are all free for you. The link to the travel trade site is there. And also on there, you'll find under the resources section, you'll find all the DMO contacts for all the cities and states across America. So if you've got a client that's going to a state or city that's not represented in New Zealand or Australia, and you need to find a brochure or a map, or you need some information for a supplier, there you'll find all the contact details, and it directs you. Say, for example, you've got somebody who wants to go to say New Mexico. What it will do is the link will take you directly to New Mexico's tourism board's travel trade website. So there you'll have all the resources and all the information there. Our USA Discovery Program, this is the official trade training site for the USA. It's free to join, takes less than 5 minutes. We've actually got over 55 specialist badges now. And keeping in theme with our guest speaker today, we've got a specialist badge for Utah and a winter sports specialist badge as well. So once you've completed the training, what you can do is you can actually download that particular badge creative, and you can insert that into your email signature or into an itinerary, which shows your clients that you're a specialist in that particular state or as a winter sports specialist. Also to note, we've got a new badge we've just recently launched, which is the Los Angeles, California specialist badge. So if you haven't joined up already, we'll share with you the links there, but it's usadiscoveryprogram.co.nz or .com.au. So if you haven't joined, I encourage you to get on board. Go USA TV, this is the premier travel entertainment channel. It's free to join. You just download it via your app store. There's no subscriptions, no fees. It's got a fantastic amount of content on there, and it's, if you simply just enter into the search bar at the top there, for example, Park City, it'll bring up some short videos, some long form videos, and these are told through everyday people from across America. So if you haven't downloaded the Go USA TV app, I encourage you to do so. Our USA Trip Planner. So this is one of my favorite tools, and it's located on our Travel Trade website. So what it does is it creates a customized itinerary for your clients, and it can be fly drive or just a road trip itinerary. And what you can do is you enter in your destinations, you can enter the start, and then you can enter as many other destinations along the way, the dates for how many people, and there's some additional preferences that you can add in there. And what it does is creates this bespoke itinerary. It will include all the must-sees and do's along the way. It's got over 5 million points of interest loaded onto the system, which is updated weekly. And what you can do is you can actually share the itinerary with your client. You can actually put your own branding on it, so it makes it look like you have done all the hard work. You can change the order, you can change the days, you can actually even print out an itinerary which gives the drive times between each of the destinations that you've put in. So if you haven't already, I encourage you to go onto our Travel Trade site, have a look. It's a great tool, and even if you just want to have a play around and do a few mock itineraries, I really encourage you to do so. Our Facebook groups, thanks to everybody that's joined up already. For those that haven't, I encourage you to do so. Here you'll find all the latest on updates from Brand USA and upcoming incentives, whether that's on our Discovery program. And we'd really like you to share it with all your colleagues and your other team members. It's a closed private group. It's only for New Zealand travel trade people. And to find it, if you just go into your search bar on Facebook and type in Brand USA Travel Trade New Zealand or Brand USA Travel Trade Australia, there you'll find the prompts to join. Just answer a few simple questions and you're in. Also to note, our friends at Port of Seattle have currently got an incentive running, and they are giving away one of 10 $100 MasterCard gift cards, and the winners are drawn fortnightly, and all you have to do is complete some training, and it's not intensive, it's quite a simple kind of training on their website. So I'll be sharing this, the link to this particular incentive in our post communications to you. We'll be sending out links to the recorded version of this webinar and also links to Visit Park City's resources. So if you haven't already, I encourage you to get on board. So that brings us now to our very special guest that we've got joining us today. Jessica Luxton is your representative for Park City in the amazing state of Utah. Jess is there, and she's not actually in Utah. That's a beautiful background image that she's got, but it does look like you are there. Hi, Jess, welcome.
Hi, Wayne. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I'll hand the reins over to you now.
Okay, awesome. Right, I'll just get the video up so that everyone should be able to see my screen now.
We can indeed. Looks great.
Excellent. Awesome. So hi, everyone. As Wayne said, I'm the rep for Park City based in Sydney, Australia. So we're going to start with a video to give you just a bit of a peek as to what Park City looks like. All right, so Park City is in Utah. So you first need to get to Salt Lake City, and there are numerous domestic flights from all over the US heading into Salt Lake. Many of us would probably fly into San Francisco or Los Angeles, and it's just a short 1.5 hour flight from those airports into Salt Lake City. And looking at the town map on the right-hand side, you would come in from Salt Lake City International Airport, which, by the way, is a brand new airport as of last month. They literally built a new airport next door to the old airport. And from Salt Lake City Airport, it's just 35 minutes, so it's super accessible. And as you enter the Wasatch Range, you'll first pass through Kimball Junction, which is where the Park City outlets are and great for shopping. You've then got the Utah Olympic Park, which I'll come back to. And then the first resort is Park City Mountain. Now there are two base areas at Park City Mountain. You've got Canyons Village at Park City Mountain and then Park City Mountain Village. Next up is Historic Main Street. And then after that, you've got Deer Valley Resort with its 3 base areas as well. Now, Park City's roots go back to the early 1900s in the silver mining boom. And when the mines closed, attention turned above ground and Park City found new life as a premier resort destination. It's also home to the United States' largest independent film festival, the Sundance Film Festival. And today you can learn all about the history of the town through historic tours, both on and off the mountain, by visiting some of the museums at the Utah Olympic Park. Tours range from ghost tours to snowshoe adventures, and even going into some of the old mines with a wine in hand. Now, our picturesque town is really scattered with so many quaint and charming buildings. There are 64 of them listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and the town and local community really are at the heart of Park City. Historic Main Street in Old Town is the centerpiece of the town. It's got restaurants, cafes, galleries, boutiques, lots of shopping and a bustling nightlife. You can catch a ride on the free trolley up and down Historic Main Street, both day and night. And getting around town is really easy. From one side of town, from Deer Valley to Kimball Junction, it's about 15 minutes. And throughout the town, there are electric zero emission buses that will take you wherever you want to go. And if you visit in summer, we've got an electric bike share program as well. And Park City was actually the first in the USA to launch an electric bike share program back in 2017. Sustainability is a really big focus for Park City. So They've actually got the most ambitious sustainability targets in the whole of North America. They want to be net zero carbon impact and 100% renewable electricity by 2022 for city operations and 2030 for the entire community, which is pretty amazing. Now, the food scene in Park City is always evolving. There are over 150 restaurants, so guests really do have a sophisticated dining scene with a variety of cuisines to choose from both on and off the mountains. You've got fine dining to casual restaurants. There really is something for everyone, for every taste, mood and budget. And there's even 3 Aussie cafes, so you know that there's going to be good coffee and even avocado on toast. And my hot tip is to go to Handle Restaurant for the best fried chicken that you'll ever have in your life. Nighttime in Park City is magical. There are fairy lights everywhere, and there are so many bars around Main Street that will have you dancing and singing until the early hours of the morning. Park City is also home to the world's first and only ski-in distillery, High West. You can go here straight off the mountain and try their award-winning whiskies and even tour the facilities to learn how they make the whiskies. We also have gin. So at ALPINE Distilling, you can make your very own custom gin using your choice of botanicals, which is pretty exciting. Now, what everyone really goes to Park City for is the mountains and skiing, and that really is the core product. And we're so lucky to have 2 world-class resorts in the town, Deer Valley Resort and Park City Mountain. Now, Deer Valley is a skiers only resort, so no snowboarders, and it's all about trying to bring that 5-star hotel experience to the mountain resort. And they do this with their high levels of service and their award-winning grooming. They also cap the number of skiers each day to 7,500. And Deer Valley is on the Icon Pass. Now, Park City Mountain, back in 2015, Park City Mountain linked with the old Canyons Resort, which is right next door, and hence why there are 2 base areas. And they linked the 2 resorts via the Quicksilver Gondola. And when they did that, they became the largest ski area in the USA. And Park City Mountain is on the Epic Pass, and you can ski and snowboard at this resort. From Park City Mountain, you can even ski straight into town and back up again via the town lift. Now, Park City really is a true winter playground. It's a town with an outdoor culture and active lifestyle at its heart. Along with the world-class skiing and snowboarding, there are so many other activities to experience. You can explore the mountains via snowmobile, on fat tire biking, you can go tubing, you can even go fishing. And there really are so many activities that are family friendly as well. The fun just doesn't really end. You've got adventures on ice, on snow, on rails with the slides, snowshoeing adventures in the outback areas. You can go on family-friendly runs with horse-drawn carts that will take you out into the forest. And dog sledding is a real favourite for many visitors to Park City. Now, it's not just winter. There is a lot of fun in the summer as well, and you really can choose your own adventure. We like to say that people come in the winter and end up staying for the summer. Summer in the mountains, there really are so many adventures, and sometimes you might even think that there are more adventures in summer than there are in winter. It's a time when you can really get back to nature with wide open spaces in a true mountain town. And summer is a celebration of outdoor concerts, live music, arts, food and wine festivals, and a chance to discover a different side of town. The community spirit really comes alive in summer. You've got the Park City Sunday markets. Sorry, I've just noticed that there's mowing outside, so hopefully it's not too annoying. Park City Sunday Markets and Savor the Summit, which is Utah's largest outdoor dinner party. It's alfresco style dining where they line the whole of Main Street with dining tables, and then all of the restaurants offer up their cuisines. And then Park City even holds the world's longest shot ski record. So a shot ski is when they stick a shot to a ski and everyone takes a shot at the same time. And they got that record last year with 1,310 shot takers. In the summertime, activities range from, relaxing in yoga in the silks to hot air balloon rides, river rafting tours, mountain biking, and even you can see these airbag jumps on the lakes. There, along with the hiking and mountain biking, there is lift-assisted access to over 600 kilometres of trails for this. And in fact, Park City was awarded a gold level ride centre destination from the International Mountain Biking Association for its mountain bike trails, the amenities, the state-of-the-art rental equipment, and its community. And just looking at the slide, you can see some of the other activities on offer, from camping, golf, horse riding, more lake activities such as stand-up paddleboarding, fishing, and even rodeo. The Olympic legacy is truly alive in Park City after having hosted the 2002 Winter Olympics. Today, the Olympic Park is home to the United States ski team and is the official US Olympic training site. It's a really popular attraction. You can witness the aerial jumps, ski jumping, the luge, the skeleton, and you can even have a go in the bobsled with a driver. They operate a summer and winter bobsled, and the summer bobsled reaches speeds of up to 96 kilometres per hour, with the winter bobsled being even faster. The Olympic Park is really one of the biggest summertime draws in Park City. You've got a new zipline course, airbag jumps, extreme tubing, and adventure ropes courses. You can easily spend an entire day at this park. And for something really unique, just 20 minutes outside of Park City is the Homestead Crater. It's a natural geothermal spring in the shape of a beehive, where the water is 32 degrees Celsius year round. So you can go here and go swimming, scuba diving, snorkeling, and even do stand-up paddleboard yoga inside this unique crater. Now, the newest attraction in Park City is WOODWARD. It's a year-round state-of-the-art action sports and ski resort. It's an indoor playground with summer and winter trails and ski runs, providing lift access skiing and snowboarding. There are special learning areas and freestyle zones, and you can even go snow tubing on the longest lanes in Utah. Indoors, there's even more fun, from foam pits to spring floors, trampolines, parkour zones, and a skate park. So again, another experience where you could spend an entire day. Now, I mentioned shopping at the beginning. As I mentioned, the outlets are located at Kimball Junction. It's got all of your favorite brands at bargain prices, and I definitely recommend spending a few hours here. So quickly, just to go over accommodation, there really are a wide range of options, and this slide just gives a bit of an overview for some of the properties that we represent as the chamber to the international market. The property options do vary. You've got availability for slopeside and all around town for all different budgets. And we've got all of your well-known hotels like Hyatt, Hilton, Sheraton, Marriott, Best Western, along with a whole bunch of apartments, condos, and private accommodations to choose from as well. Now, Park City has some serious high-end luxury accommodation offerings too. Over at Deer Valley, you've got the Stein collection, which includes the Stein Eriksen Lodge, the Chateau de Valley, and the Stein Eriksen residences, which are only a couple of years old. There's also a St. Regis and a Montage de Valley too. And then heading towards Park City, you've got the Grand Lodge, Hotel Park City, and the Waldorf Astoria. And these are just a few of the ultra luxe accommodations on offer. And then this is just a quick glance at some of the newest properties in Park City, which either already exist or are soon to open this coming season. The lodge at Blue Sky is a destination in itself, so definitely worth checking out. They've got lots of activities from snowshoeing to clay shooting, just some really good dining options as well. Now, we really encourage people to explore Park City and then visit the national parks. Travelling through the national parks in winter is great because there are often cheaper accommodation rates, there are fewer crowds, and you're not visiting in the height of summer in the desert sun. So looking north in Wyoming, you've got Yellowstone and Teton, and then within the state of Utah, you've got Utah's Mighty Five. So that includes Zion, Bryce Canyon, Capitol Reef, Arches, and Canyonlands. And Zion National Park is actually the third most visited national park in the United States, and it's pretty spectacular. So the ultimate kind of vacation would be, go ski, go visit the national parks on a road trip, and then you can also easily fly out of Las Vegas. And so this is just a slide that talks about our operations going forward and links to our social and website, so you can check that out in your own time. And that's it for me, so thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jess, for that fantastic presentation. That was brilliant. Kind of two things for me that really stood out was the Homestead crater. That just looks absolutely amazing. And the shot ski, I wouldn't mind giving that a go.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Have you done it yourself?
Not in Park City, but growing up skiing at university, it was definitely part of the culture.
Right. I just wanted to ask, what's your favourite thing to do in Park City, regardless of season, summer or winter, or maybe both?
To be honest, the food scene in Park City is amazing. Like, I've eaten some of the best food of my life in Park City, but it would have to, other than the food, it would definitely have to be the skiing. We just don't have resorts, anything like this over here in Australia, and the snow quality as well it is actually the greatest snow on earth in Utah. They trademarked that phrase because of the water content in the snow. It is the driest on earth, and Japan will probably argue with you, but the quality of snow in Utah is better than anywhere else.
Wow. Just even from the pictures through your presentation, they just look so spectacular and inviting. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jess. Team, if you've got any questions, please use the Q&A functionality. Now's the time to kind of pop them away. We've had one already, just Jess, around the, I think it was a sustainability goal. Was that for 2030?
Yeah, so it was 2022 for city operations, and then 2030 for the whole of the community.
Okay, great. Thanks,
so not
Jess.
Too far away.
Yeah, thanks, Jess, and thanks, Natasha, for your question. Any other questions, team? Please pop them in the Q&A functionality. Yes, thanks, Joe, for your question. Joe's just asked if we'll be sharing contact details for Jessica, and we definitely will. Post this webinar. We'll be sending out to you a full copy of this presentation that Jessica's just given, and also we'll include details for Jess as well going forward.
They're in the slide as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jess. Any other questions, guys? Thanks, Vicky, for your question. Vicky's just asked, Jess, Christmas bookings, how far in advance should you book?
Christmas is definitely a peak season for Park City, so the earlier the better, and often the Australian ski season bookings open up earlier than kind of to the rest of the world. Our booking season, you know, can start from February to March all the way through till November for the upcoming season, whereas typically like domestically in the States, Americans probably wouldn't book until like August, September. So there is a lot of time, and it's just a matter of when all of the wholesalers get the rates for the properties. But definitely the earlier you book, the better, especially for those peak seasons, and they do get very, very busy.
Great. Thanks, Jess, and thanks, Vicky, for your question. We've got another question here from Vicky. What's the best way to get the best value for ski passes and equipment?
So Park City Mountain is on the Epic Pass, and there is an Australia Epic Pass, which will give you a certain number of days to ski in different resorts in the US. And then Deer Valley is on the Icon Pass. And again, I don't think there's specifically an Australia pass, but the best thing to do would be to reach out to ski wholesalers here, such as Snow and Ski, Ski Max, Travel Plan, and they will be able to source like the best deals for you.
Great. Thanks, Jessica, and thanks, Vicky, for your questions. Guys, if you haven't got any more questions, that's okay. But if you do think of something post the webinar, just please flick me an email address. My email is there. I'll forward it on to Jess. But really appreciate your contributions and your questions. That's fantastic. Thank you. All right, so our next webinar on Wednesday, the 11th of November, we'll be having, for the very first time, Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation. Oklahoma are now represented in Australia and New Zealand, and they'll be joining us. We'll have somebody live from Oklahoma joining us, and also your new representative for Australia and New Zealand, Michael Cassis, will be joining us. So earmark that in your diaries. The 11th of November, we'll be sending out invitations to everybody.